In this episode, I take a giant pile of parts and turn it into a Science Speed TVS Supercharger kit. So as you can probably tell, I am no longer in Southern California. I'm back home in Japan, and you are about to enjoy the third installment of 3 in a customer's car build. And this third installment is the assembly of the Science Speed Supercharger, the brand new, latest and greatest TVS unit that they have. That being said, I really like this kit. It is absolutely so well engineered, and they were unbelievably able to stuff 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. The fit and finish is very, very good, very high. Yeah, totally. My biggest critique of this entire build, though, has been the fact that the supercharger, every single component, has to be assembled by the end user. Every bracket, every O-ring, every bolt has to be organized, labeled, and installed by the end customer, which makes it incredibly difficult to install. Like, even for me with 20 plus years experience working on some of the most awesome and crazy cars on planet Earth, this was hard, and it took me about 12 hours to do it. And to be honest, I think that the guys over at Science of Speed could benefit heavily and sell a lot more kits if they offered it as a service to assemble it for you. Now, do I think as a customer, if I spent $18,000 to $23,000 on a kit, that it should come assembled? Probably, yeah, or at least a majority is assembled. But again, these guys are looking to save money. Everyone needs to make money, and this is how they decide to do that. I'm not here to tell Science of Speed how to run their business, but that would be my biggest critique, and definitely my number one advice to anybody looking to purchase this kit is that you're either going to need a lot of mechanical experience, or I would just tell you to pay someone to put it together, in all honesty, because it is not something I think most people would be able to do in their own garage at home. It's definitely not a weekend project, but once it's all together, it is freaking awesome. So that being said, let's get on to the video, and I need to focus on the road. One of the most challenging parts of this build was getting the Viton O-rings to sit correctly in the intake manifold belly and other part of the pan, and even on the supercharger. I ended up needing to get a little bit of assistance. I wanted to leave a good amount of my struggle in this video just to show just how difficult this was. And even when I got it correct, I still wasn't 100% sure, and you'll see here that I check it, lift it up, and then have to redo it again because I wasn't sure if it was going to be perfect. when installing the intercooler and aiming the nozzles, according to Science of Speed, I'm supposed to do it at around about the 5 o'clock position. Now, the way they have you test and do all this, to me, seems a little bit funky, and I would do it differently now knowing what I know now. That being said, I did it exactly the way I was instructed and wouldn't do it again that way. Once the two halves of the supercharger have been assembled and the intercooler aligned, everything else is fairly easy, it just takes some time. And that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, I will update you as the build gets completed in California, but for me, that was all the time I had left before I had to come back home. That being said, coming up on our next video is going to be more stuff in Japan, featuring some Tokyo Auto Salon and even a track day at Scuba Circuit. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, and see you next time.